Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to show you how to polish aluminum the right way. All right, so here we have an old aluminum Wagner ware spoon, heavy pitting. We've got an old pulley that you can find on almost any garage tool, just about anywhere. And then here's a little aluminum handle that I polished without doing anything. I sanded, and then this one is a clear difference. This is sanding and oil belt. So that's kind of what I'm going to show you guys today, is the actual process of getting that finish right there every time. And it's pretty surprising. All right, so I'm gonna bring you over to the table. I'm gonna get it set up, and I'll kind of talk you through as I'm sanding, and then we'll see the difference. I'll do little sections without sanding, without oil belting, without compound. Who knows, I'm sure everybody's tried everything when it comes to aluminum, and aluminum is super sticky. It's a sticky metal. I don't know if you guys get this close enough here. See all this? I just polished this piece. There, you see all that texture? The more you polish, the worse that will get. Once you get this so hot, it stops polishing and it starts melting. And things inside the aluminum start moving around and coming to the surface. It's the craziest metal. So that's no sanding, just, hey, I got an aluminum handle, throw it on the buff, and hit it with some compound. Look at that, it's shiny. No, I'm gonna show you guys the trick. So let me get you set up over here. All right, so we need some 120 sandpaper, some WD, and some form of grease. This is not the grease I would normally use, but it will work. Here's what we're gonna do. Let me see. Let's do this section here. All right, so let's adjust you guys down. All right. This is 120 grit, and you would think, wow, that's pretty aggressive. No, not too bad. I'm trying to sand just this half, and then the other half I'll leave raw. And we'll see the difference. You can already see it shines up, but aluminum is a elusive metal. I'm just trying to get a lot of this surface texture out. I think mostly I would be doing this on a industrial belt grinder, and it would take about half a second. But this is for anybody who wants to do this in the comfort of their garage without spending but $10. All right, we're getting close. Some of these pits are pretty deep. pretty smooth though. You'll definitely be able to see the difference. You know, because I think some people, they'll get a piece of aluminum, you see how crusty that looks, and they think, well, I'll just load the compound up, hit it, and then I'll just keep hitting it until it shines. But aluminum, you gotta buff it fast, and you gotta be prepped up to buff it. If you can't prep it correctly, you're never gonna get a good polish. So prep work is 90%, just like just about any other job you can think of. So we'll leave this side raw. I got this sanded 120. I don't really see a whole lot of grain. That paper is pretty junky, which is good, because now that it's wore out, I'll take a little, white lithium. Get that up there. This is way too much, but whatever. And we'll just do, there we go, it's looking like an oil belt now. Look at all that gray slurry. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little outer band right here. So we'll have 3 sections. We'll have an oil belted section. Wipe this off. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but there's a definite difference between here, here, and then the raw side. You probably can't. Okay. It just gets a lot smoother, and something about I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the oil belt is a mystery to me. But the first time I ever oil belted, and they said, hey, just take a little bit of this grease and rub on your sandpaper, and then take your mop, which is kerosene and WD-40, and run it across the belt and get that grease all up and down there. And then when you hit it, the part on the belt, it looks polished. It's insane how it works. But this is the DIY in your garage version. So let's go over to the buffer, the polisher, and I'll show you what we got going on. All right, guys, I filmed this kind of crazy and I missed some steps to show you. So I'm gonna do this other half of the spoon. That's kind of rough, I don't know. Yeah, right there. We're gonna clean all that up and we're gonna make it mirror. So we're gonna start with 120. We'll come out with, I would say this is equivalent to 600. I don't know the actual grit of this. It's close to 600 though. We're gonna hit her with some grease, some WD-40. I'm gonna smack on here. Yeah, so there's definitely some deeper, come on now, deeper pits in there. But for the most part, you see that area that pretty clear defects. And we sand it just a little bit more. It takes a little bit more if you're doing it by hand.
Yeah. It's still got a lot of this is like dirty metal. Definitely dirt through and through. Sometimes they'll have levels where it's clean on top, and then if you get a little bit in, you start exposing things that you didn't see on the surface. All right, back to the buffing machine. All right, that was easy. All right. Try not to hit this guard. It's definitely not made for spoons. Alright, I like that. Yeah. I'm gonna work it a little bit more. I'm not putting pressure. Like, this is very little pressure. Because if you go too much, there's gases in aluminum that once they get heated, they will melt through and come to the top, and you will have this. It's insane. Aluminum is so crazy. All right. Pretty happy with that. Clean it up with some green. Green helps. Green cleans up and helps make things pop. Again, very little pressure. I'm just trying to get this little bit of compound caked up. Better wipe it. There. I know we start getting into, you see a lot of that texture. So you go from that side, look at that. To oil belted. Big difference. Guys, you want to polish aluminum? Check it out. This is how you do it. 120 grit sandpaper. Use constant fresh pieces because the aluminum will ball up and dig into the metal and you'll never get it out. You'll just keep sanding and sanding and sanding and it'll just keep making grooves and grooves and grooves. So change often. Slight pressure towards the end. This knocks the highs down for any grooves you did leave. Now, 600 grit or equivalent, little grease. Well, that's all the WD-40 I'm getting. This is called oil belting. I'm going to do a very good job here and hit all the places that you hit with the 120. We're taking the 120 out essentially, replacing it with 600 while keeping the metal cool, lubricated. Look at the dirt on that slurry. That could be digging into the metal. It's not. It's like paste now. I'll wipe this off. And what I'm left with is a very smooth texture and a lot of oil on my hands. Now, I'm back over to the buffing machine. I don't know how well I can do this. With this small wheel, hey, and this big plate. So here's the theory. Gray, pink, red, I don't care what color, black. Mirror. But let me try to go this way. I get a little bit more room on it. When in doubt, get your compound out. That's probably a little too hard, but it's fine. Soft path. And that's where you just came from. Alright. Now, I'm going to switch over. Oh my goodness sake. I'm going to switch over to green. Get rid of your dirty slurry of compound there. Get your fibers clean. Hit it with some green. Maybe hit a little more. Maybe a little more. Alright, it's not completely even, but you see those clean spots free of the deep scratches? Mirror. I'll set it down and we'll look at it. Alright, and we're back. Just a second. Alright. You know what? Hold on. Don't mind the big old scratches, but that's how you polish aluminum that started out looking like this. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching what I hope was somewhat informative. I'm gonna do a different video on this. I'm gonna like lay it out a lot better and actually have the things that you could have and should have around your shop to do something like this. And I'll do a little bit better explaining and getting the camera zoomed in. It's hard to do all the cuts with the phone and you skip a step, boom, you gotta re-record it. So look for that in the future and we'll get better at polishing aluminum. And hope you guys liked it. Subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.